This is the WIAA State Basketball Championships brought to you by Giza Credit Union. All of the live championship action is on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks. Fourth quarter about to begin. The number 1 seed Gonzaga Prep Bullpups with a 3-point lead, 46-43 over the number 8 seed Puyallup Vikings. The second time that they have played in a week. Just a 2-point victory for the Bullpups last weekend, 56-54. 8 minutes away, perhaps a little bit more time before deciding a state champion. Here's Gonzaga Prep with the ball first in the fourth. Mott, entry pass down low for Nielsen, circles back out to the top, and now Mott on the drive. Will have the foul called on the floor.
Now just a reminder, at the end of the third quarter, Nasnik picked up his third foul, almost got called for one here early, I thought, falling into the defender, or the guy on offense, so he'll need to remain careful.
That one on Porter Richardson, also his third, so Looker, Richardson, and Nasnik all with 3 fouls for Puyallup. Jackson Mott with 3 fouls for the Bullpups. Nice pass from Mott down low. They're going back out to the top is Nielsen. Howell, Nielsen for 3.
And Nielsen has a big three-pointer. G-Prep making me eat my words right now. I said not to take that three-point shot. It's not a high percentage shot they take. But in this end of third quarter and fourth quarter, 2 big ones that they've taken right now.
Their 6th made 3 of the championship. Nasnik. Looker to the free throw line, has to back it out for Nasnik. 8 on the shot clock for the Vikings. Looker tried to feed it inside for Richardson, went off his hands. Jones with the theft the other way for Puyallup. Oh, he wanted that 3. Jones gets it back. Jones still circling with this. Outside, they advance it for Nasnik. Now he goes to the basket, draws contact, and 1!
Exactly what Puyallup needs here early in the fourth quarter, attacking inside, drawing the three-point play. Take a look at that. Nasnik using his size, said it earlier. Not much you can do when you're that much shorter than Nasnik, and he knows his height advantage, and he's going to draw fouls for the remainder of the game.
And now especially since the Vikings shooting a way better percentage of free throws in the second half, 1 for 5 in the first, they end up being 3 for 8, so they got 2 for 3 to go. They got to continue this going into the fourth.
Too strong, though, on that free throw attempt from Nasnik. (49-45) the lead for Gonzaga Prep. Carney now to Floyd. Floyd scanning over his options. He finds Howell. Carney with just 5 on the shot clock for the Bullpups goes right to the basket. Short on the layup effort. How about that rebound from Sontag? Looked like he went around him in the air to grab the rebound. Jones had to stop on a dime. Looker sets up the offense for Puyallup. Jones pulls up for 3 and hits another one.
Hand in his face, does not matter. Jones is going to find a way to score.
Momentarily, Howell actually had his hand on his head as he caught it, did Jones. And that's his 4th 3 of the title game, gives him 18 points. Down low, Nielsen, fouled by Sontag. Just the first for Mason Sontag, and 2 more free throws for Gonzaga Prep. Carter Nielsen with 13 points for the Bullpups. He leads them in scoring. Now 14. Second free throw. And that one is short. And tipping it to himself was Sontag. First missed free throw for Nielsen. He was 3 of 3 before that free throw. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Nasnik is bumped outside on the drive by Nielsen. His third, team second. So fresh shot clock for Puyallup. Puyallup, they've won the points off turnovers battle in all 3 of their games here in the Dome. Nasnik finds Looker, banks it in, and we're tied at 50 apiece.
Nasnik with great court awareness. He feels the double team. He knows a man just came off, and so he finds the wide open Looker who knows his defender came off him for the double team.
This crowd is alive here in the fourth.
And all 5 Vikings look to their student section and their fans trying to pump them up. Howell lost it. Stays here with Puyallup, or stays here with Gonzaga Prep. Just 12 on the shot clock, however, for the Bullpups. And they're going to call time.
They like to move slowly, as you said, only 12 seconds. They like for their offense to form around 5-something in the crack or crevice of Puyallup's defense. They're going to have to get something quick here.
The WIAA is accepting applications for the Smart Choices Scholarship Program until March 14th. Proudly funded by Giza Credit Union and the Dairy Farmers of Washington. Smart Choices Scholarship Program rewards student participants for making smart decisions. Learn more and apply online at wiaa.com/smartdecisions. Again, the deadline is March 14th. So that was the very first timeout that Gonzaga Prep has called. Both teams have used one of their 5 timeouts.
And I wouldn't be surprised right now. I've been talking about it all game long. Gonzaga Prep is so well coached. McIntyre, he's been in this position before. I wouldn't be surprised coming out of this timeout, we see an insane bullpup play. Either somebody find themselves wide open on a cut or a backdoor, getting off of a pick, anything like that.
I also don't think the Bullpups are afraid to go to overtime. Something tells me they know how to win in overtime.
They've done it twice in a row. And calmly, to go back to what Coach McIntyre said, it's Nielsen for 3. That one skittered out. Foul on the rebound as Nasnik hits the deck. And it will go back to Puyallup.
That'll be 3 fouls on Hudson Floyd.
And the 3rd team foul for Jeep Prep as he came crashing in. A basket here puts Puyallup out in front. Halfway through the 4th quarter of this 4A state title game. What a thriller it has been. Jones. Nasnik was calling for it up top and has it with 10 on the shot clock. Trying to spin past Nielsen. It's Sontag for 3. That one's wide right off the glass. And Floyd able to corral the board off the floor. And he was really barking out orders to his teammates as he was dribbling it up. Carney to Howell. Howell accelerates in the lane. Back outside. Mott for 3.
And there's nothing you can do about that for Puyallup. It wasn't a design play, nothing. Jackson Mott just got that at the wing and knew when he got the ball in his hands, he was going to release it. And boy, does he not regret that shot.
And there's that calmness again from Gonzaga Prep. Shot clock winding down. Game clock is starting to trickle down. And they looked in command and in control the whole time. Nasnik with his back to the basket still. Trying to get it to Jones. It was deflected by Howell before Jones gathers. Jones somehow was able to get around Howell, but it spins out. Floyd just walking it across. That one took a deflection off the hand of Looker. Still was able to get to Howell. Carney. They reverse, and it finds Mott. Quick pass down low, right on the money for Nielsen.
An incredible pass through the defender's arm and got it right into Nielsen's hand, and that'll send them into the break. with a lot of momentum.
And that's exactly what the Bullpups do so well. They were so calm and so composed right there. They know they needed a bucket to try to pull out and make it rough on Puyallup, and they took all the time off the shot clock and found exactly what they wanted.
30-second timeout for Puyallup as the Beasts from the East are making a lot of noise here in the fourth quarter. Lead up to 5. And that pass, that was sensational to put it right on the spot.
And I talked about it earlier in this one. G-Prep, they lead this game in assists by a large margin because they have 5 players on this court who aren't looking to take a shot off the dribble or score the most amount of points. They have 5 players that are looking to find the most open man to win this game.
Gonzaga Prep, they know how to win the title as a 1 seed. They did it in 2018. And they're hoping that history repeats itself 7 years later. 2:26 left in the fourth quarter, a 5-point lead for the Bullpups. It's Lawson Looker, Nasnik, down low Jones, going quickly, off the glass it's short, follows up on his miss, pops it outside, Nasnik for 3, and he drills it.
Nasnik, quick release, 3-point shot, good, right when his team needed it.
First Puyallup 3 made by someone other than Drew Jones, and it's their 5th of the game. 2 minutes to go, it's a 2-point lead. Howell. Mott. 10 on the shot clock. Nielsen gets open, advances for Howell. Now he goes. Mid-range jumper over Nazanik is wide right. What a rebound for Mott. Puts it up, blocked by Sontag. It's tapped outside. And Howell gathers it up and again slows it down for Gonzaga Prep before he checks the clock.
Y'all's got to be careful. This is when Gonzaga's most dangerous. Slow and steady, waiting for you to make your mistake.
Nielsen to Carney. Back to Nielsen, 5 on the shot clock. Howell has to do something. At the shot clock buzzer, it's short. Another offensive rebound.
The Bullpups' ability to keep this possession alive has wasted so much time off the clock when time is the most important thing in the game.
Oh, a steal from Looker. Rolls out of play, stays here with Puyallup. What a play from Lawson Looker. He just stripped it away, and a timeout for Coach Olsen and Puyallup. Look at this effort, and you can see it clearly goes off of the hand of Hudson Floyd. And you talked about it earlier, Max, about Looker stepping up and being that third option. Well, how about it on the defensive end after playing about a minute consecutively on the defensive side of things?
Yeah, and at that point, you need to take a jab. You need to force something. And Looker doing it at the perfect time, forcing that turnover, ending up in Puyallup's possession. And they have a shot to tie this thing or take the lead here with 52 seconds left in this quarter.
And oh, sorry, Max, but Puyallup, they needed to reach in anyway because I think he was looking to either get a steal or that reach would have been perfect because they would have been down. They only have 2 fouls on the board, so they're going to have to find their way to get back up to 5 because if they're down low in this game with the final seconds remaining, they do not want to have to work their way up and take a lot of time off the clock.
And you be careful who is fouling. As 2 players with 3 fouls, Will Nasnik as well as Lawson Looker, two of the 3 higher scorers for Puyallup. Need to be careful. They both have 3.
And obviously Looker taking a chance there in a danger zone to get that steal, but that's what big-time players do in big games like this.
Awkward spot to inbound from the corner for Sontag. Makes it look relatively easy as it's Looker. A 2 ties it, 3 puts Puyallup in the lead. Nasnik, Sontag, and Looker. Jones gets free at the logo. Here goes Jones. Baseline jumper on the fadeaway. 20 points.
And that's what Drew Jones does, that isolation defense. He wants you to keep him one-on-one. He wants you to go up against him because he'll get it 9 times out of 10.
Foul. It did go out of play, and boy, that was close to a 10-second violation as well, trying to dribble it up the floor.
You can take a look there at that foul. Jones just came up, body checked, and Good foul, though. Gets them to 3. One more foul before it's bonus.
And it's also Jones's 3rd foul. 15 seconds left. It's Howell. He'll take it down. Howell with 7. Now he goes to the block. Fadeaway jumper! Brogan Howell gives the Bullpups a 2-point lead.
And Brogan Howell takes away everything the Bullpups have done all day, taking your time and finding the play. He does it himself, and boy, with that kind of confidence over the 6'7" Lassenick, unbelievable shot.
High school basketball at its finest. Brogan Howell, the lights are not too bright.
A senior making the play of his life.
After that shot from Drew Jones on the other end.
So they put 2.2 seconds left on the clock. And Puyallup will inbound the length of the floor. Now with one timeout left for Puyallup, do you reckon maybe they just toss it into about half court and call a timeout quickly to set up a better opportunity for a shot? Or do you just try and find Drew Jones on the run and see if there's an answered prayer out there?
Either way works. The only thing is, with the tenacity of this Gonzaga Prep defense, it's hard to throw that ball down the court and to the half court line and set up any better play.
I mean, you have Nasanek, the tallest guy on the court by about 3 inches, so if you wanted to try to throw it just all the way down and maybe he can put it in, or even if he's double teamed or something like that, they call the timeout and get it to Jones. But you see Nasanek all the way down the court right now.
And timeout taken by Coach McIntyre. And he knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted to see how did Puyallup line up before taking a timeout.
Yeah, he told his team, look at it, and they went to the sideline, and all 5 of them stared there and looked exactly how Puyallup was set up, and he goes straight to the whiteboard to drop a play.
The refs were a little befuddled. They were like, wait a minute, you're supposed to have 5 on the floor. He knew exactly what he was doing the whole time, exercising all of the seconds on the timeout. You know, another thing to point out, Gonzaga Prep only with 3 team fouls.
Yeah, and it's one of the, this is just such a tough situation for both these teams. For Gonzaga Prep, you have to play defense, and if you do foul, the clock still, the wind's down, so you think about doing that, but then in Puyallup having multiple opportunities, you throw it to half, maybe set up a better play, or you let Drew Jones just take it. But it's got to be in the hands of Drew Jones.
20 points for Drew Jones. And another timeout taken by Gonzaga Prep. And they're going to make Coach Olson for Puyallup get really creative on everything that he's drawing up. Drew Jones, he gave up baseball to play basketball for this Viking squad. Puyallup, a pretty good baseball program, too.
Don't say so yourself. Wouldn't be surprised if we see their baseball team in a similar situation to this in just a few months.
So this is an interesting scenario with all these timeouts. I mean, Gonzaga Prep still with 2 timeouts left. They could force Coach Olson to keep going back to the whiteboard.
And Matty McIntyre, such an experienced coach. We've talked about it throughout this broadcast. Taking 2 timeouts to make sure that they have the right defense, that just shows he's been here before. He knows what he's doing. And he's got the poise to tell his team exactly what to do, and they know that under his guidance, there's not much pressure because he's going to draw up the right thing.
He's won all 3 state championships as the head coach for Gonzaga Prep. They're on an 18-game win streak. 7 of those wins have been by single digits. Sontag to inbound. They heave it up ahead for Nasnik, and there's the timeout. Shot won't count, so there it is.
I mean, that's
they got it about 60 feet down the floor.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. Lasnik, the tallest guy on the court, that's probably the most perfect way they could have drawn this up right now. So now 0.9 seconds, and we know Drew Jones, I talked about in the second quarter, he has that such quick release from that three-point range, so he has plenty of time to get up a shot.
They're going to put 1.9 on the clock off of the catch, so there's enough time for at least a catch and shoot, maybe even catch, dribble, and shoot.
Yeah. Or you take Drew Jones and you assume they're going to put 2 defenders on him and try to go down low to Nasanek. I mean, you still only need 2 to tie.
And the other thing, too, is if you are shooting and they foul, meaning they attack down low with Nasanek and they foul him, he's going to the line, and then you have the 2 most pressured free throws of your life. But it still is an opportunity for 2 points.
And the other thing, too, Puyallup out of timeout, so they must inbound it here. They don't have the timeout to bail them out from a 5-second call. It'll be Sontag who will inbound. They have Nasanek on the block, closer to the Puyallup bench. Jones is on the block, on the near side. Looks like he's right underneath the basket on your screen. It all comes down to this. Jones for the championship. No! Gonzaga Prep wins the title.